Week 10 of the SFL continues here in San Antonio in the former Alamo City Stadium. That's right, Bossier City paying homage to the Artillery as they are hosting the Pittsburgh Riverhogs. I'm Mike O'Neill. Alongside me in the booth, Alex West. We got Ron Haynes and Zach Holdorf in the stats truck, and Commissioner Cameron Irvine back at SFL HQ in Texas producing for us. Alex, excited to be reunited here. And tonight we've got two teams who it kind of feels like they are much better than the record suggests. Am I right?
Absolutely correct. Especially in the case of Pittsburgh at 2-5, Bossier City 3-4. Both of these teams have had recent successful seasons. Bossier City with a bit of a stumble last season, but even 2 seasons ago they were 7-5. They know how to win. Pittsburgh was 8-4 last season, so they just need one little inch of room and daylight to right the footing and right the whole ship here, I think, potentially. Both of these teams have been struggling with one big bugaboo this season, and that has been turnovers and possessing the football, whether it be through drives getting cut short or through just giving away the ball, has been a bit problematic. So whoever controls the ball this season or this game will control the tempo of everything.
And as we get ready to kick things off here, we get underway, and it's going to be Pittsburgh in their Louisiana North tribute uniforms, which those look very clean, if I do say, getting the ball first. So we're going to see Ace Finnick come out, and familiar home turf, I would imagine, for Finnick. They're going to start out with 2 tight ends on the line. Flip tight triple here. Finnick drops back, looking downfield, and nearly connected. Tried to get it to his wide receiver. Let's go over this offense here. Ace Finnick under center. Mike Churchill, BB Belitz are the halfbacks. Keith Wheeler is the fullback. Tony Bonitz, Deuce Finnick, Ziggy Ronick, and Doug Britton are the wide receivers. Ben Harrison and Levy Lease are the tight ends. Landon Stone, Taylor Minner, Rachel Minner, and Bruce White are the offensive line. Motion from right to left for Pittsburgh. Rolling out to his left. Finnick looking downfield. Tries to connect. Cannot connect there. He was trying to get it to Ziggy Ronick and came up short.
Ronick, his favorite target by a long shot. So far with 62 catches on the season, no other Pittsburgh receiver has over 20.
Bunch set here. The crowd is loud here in San Antonio. Finnick's trying to convert. Cannot get away. Stacked in the backfield. Big 95. Joe Boo McSlim getting the stack.
Laying the boom as Joe Boo McSlim. This time he comes off that weak side tackle, blows by him like he's not even there. Just raw foot speed and the ability to turn on that pivot foot, digs in on the right to make that bend. That's just an athletic play.
Bossier City coming out of the gate playing great defense. And now Pittsburgh gets a chance to show their own here. As that's going to be taken down at the 49, and that's where we're going to see Jack Wigmore, former Baltimore Vulture quarterback for a long time, come out here. And let's go over this offense. Jack Wigmore is the quarterback. Rob Noel and Robert Nimchek are the running backs. Speedy Gonzalez is the fullback. Aiden Teixeira, Ladam McBrownski, Vin Calia, and Jeff Banfield are the wide receivers. Garrison Blue is the tight end. Yogi Bar, Hokey Bar, Rogi Bar, Stogie Bar, and Jukin Rukin are the offensive line. Handoff up the middle to Rob Noel. That goes for 3.
Tell you what, there's so many bars that are that are grading the way there. You'd think it's a Las Vegas Strip. Bar here, bar there, bar everywhere.
Oh, that's good. That is good. 2nd and 7 here. Wigmore under center. Split spread look for, I wanted to say Alamo City.
We may as well say it today, right? They're in the uniforms. We're in the stadium. Come on. I see a plate of brisket right over there. We are here.
Yeah, we are absolutely here. 3rd and 3 now for the Steamers. Heavier set here, but the defense is really playing back. And handoff. Has a lane, fighting for 1st down and moving the chains are the Steamers right now. Rob Noel with the 1st down.
And I tell you what, I really love how Bossier City is utilizing Noel in general. He's 6'1", 260. He is built to bowl you over, and they ask him to run in the ways that benefit him.
Split spread look again. Looking for a receiver, and Wigmore finds him. And that's going to be Kalia with the reception and the first down, just like that.
And it's a simple 1-2 punch here. You got to start and establish the run so you can open up the pass. Look how much space Vin Kalia has. They've got him manned up, but they have the cornerback playing so far off of him that when he goes on that arrow route, there must have been 5 yards of space between him and the nearest defender.
Two wide receivers, handoff up the middle for Wigmore, and that's going to go this time. Oh, it is going to be Noel again, getting up to about 4-yard pickup. We're going to continue with this split look here, split spread look. Trying to just keep the defense of Pittsburgh honest. Motion from right to left, that is going to be number 13, as they're going to hand off again, this time I believe to Nimchek. And Nimchek picks up a couple, and it's going to set up a 3rd and short.
Nimchek, their scat back, 190. They like to ask him to be running in between or around the guards just because he's a little bit less wide.
Hand off to the outside. Nice zone run. Getting to the sideline, taking it down, and that is a great play by Rob Noel, putting his hand in the face of the defender there.
That's just big back things. You put that arm out there and you put a man in the ground, you know you're having a good day. Rob Noel feeling fantastic today. And I tell you what, his season hasn't been that bad either. He has been putting up there almost 400 yards, or at least he'll be there by the time this game is over with, I'm sure.
We will see. Again with the split spread look here for the Steamers. Handoff up the middle. Tried to get a little fullback dive in, but couldn't. That was Doug Day, one half of the Bash Bros, coming in to make the tackle there, as we we'll introduce them on the next drive that they are out on the field. 2nd and goal here. And again, Alex, we're seeing the split spread look is really the look right now, as they're seeing run up the middle, touchdown. How about the weaving and bobbing for Speedy Gonzalez, the full?
Living up to his name, he does here. He bends right, steps, goes to the left, and then weaves once more. He doesn't even get touched by a defender. That's a great job by him and by the offensive line, getting a huge push to open up that little bit of nice sidestepping, almost like he's going through the weave poles.
And that kick is up and good. That was Mickey Malillo putting that one through. And gotta tell you, never thought I'd see Mickey Malillo in a Alamo City artillery uniform. That is if that was on your bingo card, props to you.
Folks, I could never picture him in anything other than green. So seeing him in a different place is just one of those that it's going to be different seeing him at the convention.
Absolutely. As that returns coming out of the end zone for Pittsburgh. Had some space, getting out to the sideline, trying to take it down, nearing the 50, out at the 50 or at the 45. That was Doug Britton. How about the return?
Threatening to break it away. You see how he's almost halfway into his own end zone when he decides, you know what, I am going to take this one. He bends left. There's some great special teams blocking here where he just has to turn and burn. That's some incredible foot speed, and you see why he's such a respected player and why he's got 7 All-Stars to his name with that kind of athleticism.
Absolutely, and the speed to get to the outside there was great. Twins look here for Pittsburgh. Handoff up the middle, breaking a tackle, blown up there. The Steamers defense was all over it. It's Michaela Foraker there.
And Foraker has been something of an absolute problem since she has stepped into the league and completed her time in the developmental league. She won Most Improved Player of the Season back in 24 and has been a force to reckon with since.
Handoff up the middle, trying to get there. Just shy of the first down. as that's Blitz. Let's go over this defense here for Bossier City. Stephen Fellows the second, Rob Foraker, Jesus Smith and Joby McSlim are the defensive line. Bobby Green, Bogey Barr, Freddie Trammell are the linebackers. Michaela Foraker, Stuart Zamelia, Gunny McGuire, Billy Beers, and Zach Holdorf are the defensive backs. Handoff up the middle, broken tackle, picking up the first down. It's a great run there from Mike Churchill.
And just your textbook run to the right side of the field. You've got a wide open lane in the C gap that he just absolutely flashes through.
First and 10, 2 tight ends on the line now here for Phoenix. Dropping back, looking, and what a throw. Wide open there was Doug Britton. We saw him on the electric return this time, just a nice little post route.
And this one in particular is credit to Fennec because it's a 5-step drop. And as soon as he hits the back step, he hesitates for 1 second, hitches, and then throws a dart to get that one exactly on time. If he waits a second longer, the safety could have been down and picked that one off.
Great analyzation there, Alex. Again with the 2 tight ends set here for Pittsburgh. Rolling out to his right. Phoenix got some room and nice little out route there. I love the design on that play, Alex. Getting it out to Ziggy Ronick.
Anything to get a little bit of space. If anything, Ronick a little frustrated that he wasn't able to stay upright and instead had to dive to catch it. He could have taken that one for 6 if he was able to keep his feet.
Joker set here for Finnick, under center. They're going to go handoff to the left side. Nice lane, spin move back inside. Gets it inside of the 10 is Churchill.
Well, look at him do the truffle shuffle. This man happy as can be to pick up the fresh set of downs. And Pittsburgh rolling here after a quick 3 and out on their first drive. Suddenly they are knocking on the door.
Yeah, it's kind of like boxing, Alex, feeling each other out in the first round. And I think that's exactly what's going on here with these two teams, as we see in a split spread look here. Finnick rolling out to his left. Got to get rid of it. Cannot! Back in the backfield by the defensive end. I believe that was Stephen Fellows that came around. It could have been Foraker. Let's see. It was Fellows. What a play by the big defensive end.
And let me tell you, this front 7 from Bossier City, but just this front 4 alone, know how to get some exceptional amount of pressure generated just through incredible talent. All 4 of those are real threats in the backfield at any play.
Behind the chains, Finnick's got to make something happen. Look into the end zone. Oh, broken up into the end zone. Foraker with a hand on it.
And she made the decision to bat it down, and I actually respect that. The discipline to bat that one down instead of risking it all for the interception, to make sure that that was not a touchdown, is the right call.
3rd and goal. Trying to make something happen here. Finnick got to go for the end zone. Oh, nearly intercepted. They're going to have to settle for 3. That was Bogey Barr in the way of it.
And that's just such a rough moment to call an overload on that left side, but you have so many routes going over the middle whenever that's straight into the coverage scheme that was dialed up. What a job by Bossier City to know what to call to force a big stand here.
And Boudreau up and through the uprights. So 3-7 now is your score. And yeah, I got to tell you, Alex, I like the way that Pittsburgh looked on that drive. They were very consistent on offense.
And, it goes back to even the one moment where you see a misstep, it was already at a point where they had gotten themselves in scoring range. But that does tell us one thing. We have seen 2 Pittsburgh drives, and we have seen 2 Bossier City sacks. So we should be looking for more and more difficulties on Ace Finnick. We'll see if he's able to rise above that pass rush that will surely be getting in his ear all night.
So we'll see Wigmore back out under center here, and again with this split spread look here. Wigmore drops back. Oh, wow, they had it covered up there, Alex, trying to go back to Kalia on that slant.
And I see the validity. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, but you can't be too predictable, and you show the defense the same look too many times, they'll cotton on pretty quick.
Changing it up a little bit here, pro formation. 2 wide receivers out wide for Wigmore, 2 backs in the backfield. Wigmore looking downfield. What a pass down the middle of the field. Great throw and catch there, getting it to the big tight end, Garrison Blue.
And this is just an incredible play by Wigmore. The composure in the pocket, the pressure is screaming in there. The guard has to make that block and save it. Wigmore dials up an absolute missile going up the seam to move them across to midfield.
So 1st and 10 here, this time a split pro look. So they're going to stay with these 2 backs and 2 wide receivers out. We'll see what Wigmore likes to do. Drops back, clean pocket. He's got a little bit of time, checks it down. Oh, I love that. I mean, what a play by Wigmore to check it down to Noel there.
Calm composure and not gambling when you don't need to. I do see some quarterbacks will elect to run that, but I think it's good if you don't have supreme speed to take that check down. Keep your running back involved even in the passing game. It's good for the whole team's morale.
The 2nd and 7, they 3 yards, you can pretty much say staying ahead of the chains. They're going to hand off up the middle, and I think it's Nimchek going for a few, and it's going to be 3rd and 5. Doug Day on the tackle. Let's introduce this defense here for Pittsburgh. Odette Boudreau, Butch Minner, Bubba Bruiser, and Chad Guy Jr. are the defensive line. Tommy Welbrock, Ducey, Doug Day, Brian Craven, and Dimitri Monzuma are the linebackers. Ness Genkel, Jermaine Minifield, Tom Creek, Corey Minner, Amante Dubois-Smith, and Kane Vasquez are the defensive backs. Firing downfield, nearly taken the other direction as Kane Vasquez had a hand on it.
And that one bouncing off his gloves, he gets dapped up, but I can practically see the steam rising out because he wanted to take that one back so badly. Now they got to settle for a punt instead.
Yeah, that's a big thing here. You talk about momentum, and I don't know, this San Antonio crowd really helping Bossier City out right now, getting the football back, as that's going to be taken at the 15.
Clearly, both fans' contingents are showing out. Louisiana making the trip across the border to see the Pittsburgh squad in the old uniforms, but even so, it's not that far to go to the Alamo Dome if you're local. They are out and packing the stadium today.
1st and 10 here. Roll out to his right. Phoenix looking downfield, and a nice throw again, getting it over to Ziggy Ronick on that.
And I gotta just, for a second, really soak in those Pittsburgh, that's the old Louisiana Revolution uniform. I really just love the colorway on those, that gradient. And the highlight reels catches that you see look even more fashionable when you're able to make a little color blur like that.
Absolutely. Both teams out here looking very clean. Motion out to the left. They're going to motion the tight end off the line. Got to get rid of it, and does not. Oh, does. Barely. Wow, that was the corner. Michaela Foraker coming off the line there, and Fennick had to really just hold on to it.
The only reason that wasn't a fumble is because that thing fell forward, so it got counted as a pass. Let me tell you, that looked like it got knocked out of his hand.
It did. It did. From where we're sitting, partner, it did. 2nd and 10 here. Under center. Got to get rid of it. Flown up in the backfield. Stack again. Stephen Fellows, the second, with his second sack of the evening.
The heat is coming. Ace Fennick is in the kitchen, and he's locked in there. That man is begging for a cool towel because he keeps getting absolutely blasted.
And that is the end of the 1st quarter, just like that. Wow. Bossier City on top, 7-3. It's been a good one. Welcome back. Mike O'Neill and Alex West here on the call in San Antonio. We are in the former Alamo City Artillery Stadium. We're going to get a bunch set here for Pittsburgh. Fennick has some room, looking downfield. Caught! What a play! Getting it to Deuce Fennick, the ace to Deuce connection for the first time of the night.
That's an absolutely gutsy call right there. This is one of those, you know what, my guy's down there somewhere. Forget about it. I'm just going to go for it. This is going straight into the teeth of the defensive deep coverage. That's a combination zone man look that he just tested and got away with.
Bennett got to get rid of it. Oh, good pass there. Way to get rid of it. That was a great play there for Ziggy Roenick to find some open space.
Suddenly, some passes strung together. Fennec is looking like he got a little bit of a moment where that last sack may have cleared his sinuses out a little bit, because suddenly he's clear-eyed and sharp at the sharpest attack.
It'll hit the reset button a little bit. 1st and 10 here. Fennec under center. Split spread look, rolling out to his left. They got to pick up Fellows. They do. Gets it out to the sideline. 7-yard gain there.
That is such a dirty catch. I really can't understate how difficult it is to go for a back shoulder catch where you are falling to the ground with a defender wrapped around your waist. What is that, Doug Britton?
2nd and 3 here. See if they go to the ground on the short yardage situation. Toss out to the right, they do, and it is blown up in the backfield. Great job by the defense of Bossier City.
And for a second, you normally think that the passing game would open up the run game. Just a little too predictable. The defense bet run there, and they won big.
3rd and 3, a little bit of mixed up here. Motioning one tight end from the left to the right. Let's see if they elect to run behind that. And they're going to go play action, blown up again. This defensive line for Bossier City, this time Trammell coming in out of the front 7 as a linebacker getting in there.
And it wasn't just Trammell in the backfield either. You can see that there was another big body that was coming off the edge. Looked like that was one of the defensive ends. I think it was Rob Foraker on that one.
Unbelievable job by the front 7 of Bossier City, dominating this Pittsburgh offensive line. Something we're not used to seeing, and that was very close to being a fumble.
That was too close for me. That was reckless. And when you're taking it from the 8-yard line, just let it bounce, man.
So from the 9-yard line, Jack Wigmore under center. Wigmore handing it off to Noel, breaking a tackle, getting forward for 8. Listen up, you don't want to miss this. Every Monday night spectacular, you can win money for your player or team bank by playing VFN Bingo alongside the featured game of the week. This week, so far, the pot's up to $90,000, but you can help make it bigger by liking this and other videos on the channel. Each like adds $1,000 to the total. See you guys Monday night. 2nd and 2. Wigmore back on their center here. Split back. They're going to go handoff again. And how about Nimchek fighting for a few? And really good job getting space there.
And Nimchek has been a solid second option to Noel, a great change of pace back, and he's also a great pass-catching threat, which gives this offense versatility.
Dropping back. Nice little flat pass there to the back. That's Noel getting past the first down marker, and great job for Noel getting that. That was a great design play.
Giving Noel, who's been stiff-arming fools left, right, and center, opportunities to make plays in space. That's a scary prospect to have to deal with, and I do not envy Pittsburgh's linebacking core.
If you're new to the Simulation Football League, welcome. The SFL is football for everyone. Get off the sideline and start your player today by joining our Discord server at simfl.net. Click the Join the Community button and begin your career, or just meet the stars of the SFL on and off the field. It's never too late to get involved. We'll see that going for 6 yards there. Nimchek
pushing his way forward. Nimchek averaging over 6 yards a carry so far on the day. No touchdowns yet, but at this rate, it feels like one is inevitable.
Handoff again, and nice job. Man, this offensive line for Bossier City really playing out of their minds right now.
It's just too easy for them. This home crowd getting behind them has a huge push happening, and there just has to be a bit more of a spine and stiff resistance shown at the line of scrimmage. Pittsburgh is losing at the line on both sides of the football, which is a tough sight.
Twins look here for Wigmore. Got to get rid of it quick. Checks it down again and again. This time Nemchek fighting for a first down. And wow, I mean, I got to love. I mean, this is fun to watch now.
This offense coming together and finding every vector and every way to move the ball down the field is just an incredible sight to see. You loved those truly balanced attacks where it's not just a couple of players in a couple of positions that are making the difference. No, it's going everywhere, and everyone is making plays in every section of the field.
Pro look here for Bossier City. Wigmore under center, dropping back, looking downfield, and oh, you gotta love it. Goes to the flats a couple times, Alex, and then looks vertical to Garrison Blue.
And this is what we're talking about when you say the pass sets up the run, which sets up the pass. Those repeated run attacks and those check down routes open up these deeper uncorking the ball options, because the linebackers skew closer to the line of scrimmage and the safeties still drop back. It leaves a dead zone of about 10 yards.
And off, broken tackle, fighting for a few, and this time getting just up to the line of scrimmage is number 49 coming in, Kane Vasquez.
That's a great response by the safety, an absolutely critical play that has to be made time and time again.
Wigmore dropping back, got to get rid of it, throws it to the end zone, and oh, that was dangerous as Vasquez was back there waiting for it.
Playing safety high, trying to play center fielder, but in that moment he didn't have a glove, so he wasn't able to snatch that one. Pretty tough one to grab, no matter what side of the football you're on.
Quads look here for Wigmore. Wigmore looking downfield, overthrown again. Covered well, but we are going to get a flag. Alex, this is going to cost them at the 1 yard line, I believe.
Absolutely devastating show for the defense to give up a penalty like that. And not only does it give you prime field position, it also sets up a fresh set of downs. The worst case scenario. And I'm known to be a supporter of the refs, but I even question that one.
That was a little close. We'll see if Bossier City can punch it in from the 1. Wigmore, trying to get it into the flat, but the awareness from the defensive line, Dimitri Monzuma with his hands up.
Monzuma with that lightning quick reaction time to get both hands up and take to the skies. What's even better is he didn't overcommit to it, because if that was a pump fake, he would have landed his feet and put the quarterback on his back.
Keeping them all in tight again, Wigmore. Bossier City trying to punch it in. They're going to flex number 26, Speedy Gonzalez, out onto an island here. Let's see what they do. Handoff up the middle, diving into the end zone. Touchdown, Rob Noel.
There's that touchdown you're waiting for. And you know what? He doesn't even care if it hurts his yards per carry average, because that is the kind of attitude he has. He loves to go get a touchdown. He loves to go get runs. But more than anything else, he loves to see his team take a lead. This squad as a whole is clicking offensively, and Pittsburgh needs to answer quickly, or this game could get out of hand.
And the kick is up from Malillo, and that's through the uprights. Then make it 14-3. And you know, partner, to your point, not just offensively. Let's not forget about the Stephen Fellows show that we saw in the first quarter. If he continues to get pressure off of that left tackle, working against that left tackle, going to be something to watch as the game goes along. This one's being returned out of the end zone. And remember, we saw a good return from Britton earlier. This one's going up to the 24, and that was Bonnet's on the return.
This one going to the other side. Bonnet's able to move it up, and now all eyes are on number 12, because there's only 4 minutes left to work with. They do have all of their timeouts, but you want to use up as much clock as you can while still moving down the field.
1st and 10. Fennick under center. Rolling out to his right. Got to get the block picked up. Picked off. Going the other way. play. I think this is going to go back into the end zone. Yes, it is. Freddie Trammell with the pick six from the linebacker position.
Blink and you miss it. Freddie Trammell adding numbers to the stat sheet all over the place. A tackle, assist, half a sack, a TFL. Now he'll add an int and a touchdown. Could he fill out the whole bingo sheet before the game is over? Anything's possible. But my goodness, he's just in the right place at the right time and scampers his way diagonally into that corner end zone. That's as good as it gets. Big man touchdown. We may as well count. He's big enough.
He is. I would say so. He's 6'1", 259. He's a big fella out there at linebacker, and shows that he can still move with the athleticism. And just like that, Alex, 21-3, Bossier City on top of the Pittsburgh Riverhawks. Who saw this coming?
I tell you what, I didn't see a man that can run a 4.6 40 and eat 5 plates of racks of ribs doing that real quick, but I should have figured it.
Yeah, I'll tell you, as we're going to get a redo here. This one coming out of the end zone again. This time, can they create space? Trying to get it up to about the 28 this time, where they're going to call Bonnet down. And we're going to see, again, Fenwick back out here. And the interesting thing is this is Fenwick's old stadium, Alex. This is where Fenwick spent a lot of years really playing in front of this crowd. And you got to imagine at some point they're going to turn this connection on here. We saw that great drive from Pittsburgh early on, and it seems like ever since that drive, they kind of just died off.
He doesn't feel like he looks that comfortable out here, does he?
Oh, what a play. And just as we spoke, partner, down the sideline, we saw that out route again. This time it was going to Deuce Fenwick, and the ace that Deuce Fenwick is alive and well in San Antonio again.
And this is an incredible job by Deuce Fenwick winning the one-on-one. There's a gamble that you can see the defender take, trying to step up and make an interception there, trying to make a big play on the football. Anything you can do, I can do better type attitude. But that gets punished because of when you gamble and you miss.
And just like that, they call that flipping the field, right? On the other side of the field now, in the territory of Bossier City, Fenwick rolling out again. Stacked in the backfield. This time can't get away from the defense. Number 90 coming in, Rob Foraker.
Finally getting his own personal sack instead of just a half sack or an assist. Foraker, now both defensive ends have at least one sack. Now all that needs to happen for every single member of the defensive line for Bossier City to have one on the day is for Jesus Smith to show up on the stat sheet. But he's been having a rough go of it. I've been seeing him get double-teamed by that center and right guard all day.
So Landon Stone is the left tackle. Taylor Minner's the right tackle. They've had some trouble with these defensive ends, as that time nearly getting another sack. Downfield, somehow connecting into the end zone. What a play! Ace Fenwick to Doug Britton, puts 6 on the board.
It looked busted. It looked over. It looked like Ace Fenwick was going to the ground yet again, but he shucks a sack, throws a missile downfield, and the receiver body blocks his way out there. How on earth do you make that happen? Doug Britton makes the impossible possible.
Unbelievable job from Ace Fenwick to Doug Britton. And you talk about, Alex, two plays really was what this drive came down to. And that was just an unbelievable turn of events now, putting 7 back on the board as that kick is good, and Otis Boudreau contributes the extra point. That was a very good answer.
The tenor suddenly shifting, and you feel that tension in the air ratchet up a bit. The gambles that were being taken early on by Bossier City and were paying off for their defense suddenly come back to bite them. In turn, they do get a pick 6, but in that same next drive, they give up 2 big plays to go basically the length of the field. This is a high-risk, high-reward defense today.
Unbelievable job, really, by both teams. We've seen some explosive plays on both sides of the field here, and from both teams. It has been very impressive. So 1st and 10, as we're going to see Wigmore back out under center here. They're going to go handoff there, and I said Louisiana. It was only a matter of time. as Pittsburgh was all over it.
I tell you what, I think that if they're going to play in the retro unis, it can happen. It can happen. It's nothing personal. We know who you are, but come on. Look, it even says Louisiana on it.
Wigmore looking, sorry. Oh man, this is tough. Connecting to Vin Calia, and it was Wigmore there. This is, you know, I got to be honest with you. It's it's difficult because Pittsburgh has Bossier City's colors, and Bossier City has Pittsburgh gold. Testing our mental aptitude out here.
Yeah, you got to make sure your brain is ready to stretch in funny ways. Got to be quick on the draw here, Mike.
The Wigmore back under center. Handing it off up the middle. 3 yards, and it was Noel on the carry.
Probably the most conventional call that we've seen on the day. Both of these teams have been taking a lot of big swings.
Second and 7 now. Ace look here for Wigmore. 2 wide receivers on the outside, and breaking it, tackles. Nemchek hit the sideline. Oh, he had one man to beat. Couldn't do it, but a great run for Nemchek.
That'll move the chains. Fresh set of downs, and the clock will continue to tick down. Bossier City originally thinking that they were just going to take it to the half quietly with some runs up to the gut or off the tackle, suddenly find themselves with an opportunity to extend that lead.
1 minute and 15 seconds. Look, going downfield is Wigmore over the hands of a defender. And that time it was Caden Vasquez back there. And they got 1 minute and 8 seconds here, Alex. That does stop the clock. It helps them out a little bit.
I think that there's going to be an interception from Caden Vasquez. That's his second deflection of the day where it's been playing center field. Another one, test him like that again. He's going to come down with one.
You heard it here first. 2nd and 10. Wigmore, oh, you hate to see those go up in the air. And wow, that is unbelievable. It's close in those situations there, Alex.
The whole crowd just sucked in a breath in terror as they saw that safety screaming down towards that football. The tip drill could have gone any which way. This time it goes to the turf.
3rd and 10 here. Motion from left to right. Wigmore looking across the middle. Somehow connects in the middle of the field. Calling a timeout there, and the clock is stopped for now.
I think Pittsburgh there deciding to use the timeout. I'm not sure if it's Pittsburgh, though, honestly. It could be either one.
Grip look here for Wigmore. Motion from right to left. That's going to be Jeff Banfield. I haven't heard his name called this evening. Wigmore dropping back, and bobbled up the head. Playing with fire. That was very close. Ness Genkel, she almost had it going the other way.
Genkel would have had it all the way the other way had she managed to bring that one in. There was no one in front of her and no one near her headed her direction.
Back to the split spread look. Motion and from left to right. This time it's going to be Aiden Tixera. Looking downfield is Wigmore wide open. Beat the guy off the edge, and that is amazing from the outside. What a play by LaDon Brownstein.
And this play, this touchdown starts before the ball is snapped. When you see the receiver coming across the formation, that tells Wigmore, 4-time All-Star, multi-time championship-winning quarterback, we're in man today? Okay, I need to watch my X. Vin Calia smokes his man off the line of scrimmage, finds himself in space, and that's about as easy as a pass as Jack has thrown all day.
And the kick is up, and Malillo puts that one through. Increasing the lead here. And what a drive there by Bossier City, Alex.
And a decisive one at that. It didn't even look like they had a moment where they weren't going to score. Every play went for positive yardage.
That return is going to come out to the 28. And we'll see Ace Finnick back under center. Remember, last time we saw Finnick under center, it was an air raid show and driving down the field for a touchdown with some explosive plays by his wide receivers. And we'll see if we see that again.
Well, with this little time left on the clock, I'm willing to bet that it will be some deep shots taken.
Two tight ends set. Interesting look here for Louisiana North, we'll call them. Handing off up the middle. They're going to stay on the ground game. And it looks like they might just take this one into the half, partner.
I can understand why. Interesting response, though, looking at that two tight end set. I don't know if you caught it, but Bossier City trotting out 6 hands on the ground, pushing that linebacking core up there to make it look like a jumbo bear almost.
Oh, well, how about the pass over the top, throwing over the shoulder, getting it to Harrison. Ben Harrison on the reception at the tight end position.
And that also goes out of bounds. So I don't know. Maybe they're just playing with our expectations, just seeing what they can lull us to sleep and lull the defense to sleep into thinking is going to happen. But it's not worth it to get 20 yards in 20 seconds. You need 20 yards in about 10.
Well, they've got 19 seconds left. Twins look here. Can they get into field goal range? That's the question. Doug Britton goes in motion. Going to be followed by Michaela Foraker. Back to pass. Finnick looking downfield. Caught inside of the 35, and they're going to call a timeout. Can they try for a long field goal from here?
This is the very edge. The outmost limit of what you'd be willing to ask a kicker to do. Even if it's an all-star, no matter who it is, you got to consider what's possible.
Ace look here for Ace Finnick. They're going to hand off up the middle, and do they call a timeout? Yes, they do. Well executed.
Going to be another timeout utilized. Pittsburgh here now well within the range of Otis Boudreaux. He can absolutely bang home a 40-yarder, 45-yarder. Now it's just about using the time left on the clock.
Probably see them stick with a run here. 2nd and 6. They're going to motion the fullback to the right side. They do go or run on that side, and it's going to be brought down just past the line of scrimmage, and they're going to take their final timeout with 4 seconds left, and we're going to see a good attempt here by Otis Boudreaux.
Final play of the half, off the right hash, 45 yards to a tee. Is an open-air stadium. There is some wind.
Boudreaux's kick is up, going, and it's getting through the uprights as he boots that one through, and it's going to be a really, really good cut back into the margin.
And it is one of those kicks that you absolutely need to make. It takes the wind out of your sails as a squad if you don't get at least something out of a couple of explosive pass plays that suddenly get you within range. That is excellent offensive play calling. I know we were questioning at first what with the handoff into the pass, but very clever rebound.
Absolutely, as that's going to be taken out, and it's going to go, I think we're going to be going into halftime. Yep, that is going to do it for the first half of football. Bossier City on top 28-13 at the half over Pittsburgh. Break it down for us, Alex.
At the end of the day, it's the battle of the lines. Both defensive lines and offensive lines are determining the way this game is going to go throughout. There has been an excellent job by Bossier City's front 5 on offense to give Wigmore time to work, Noel lanes to run through, and their defensive unit has made Pittsburgh's quarterback and backfield an absolute nightmare today. Ace Finnick has still managed some incredible plays despite the intense pressure that he's been under. But the offensive line for Pittsburgh has to stabilize. They need to catch up, and they cannot do it if Ace Finnick is getting thrown to the ground every other play.
I think it's pretty well said.
Still do think it's possible, though. 2-score ball game.
Absolutely. We welcome you guys back here to San Antonio. If you guys are just joining us, the Bossier City Steamers paying homage to the Alamo City Artillery here in San Antonio. And Pittsburgh paying homage to the Louisiana North reference in their Louisiana uniforms. So both teams showing off a little bit of a unique look here tonight. We're going to see Bossier City get the ball first here. And there's a look at the total yards, Alex. 251 to 195 in total yards. And you see the passing yards. Pittsburgh actually leading over Bossier City, but obviously Bossier City dominating in the run game.
It's also a matter of the Bossier City having the lead for pretty much this entire football game, forcing Pittsburgh into that one-dimensional aspect. It's made it very easy for the defense to know what to call.
Handoff up the middle, a nice little trap run there, but blown up. And Cain Vasquez, Alex, he's been all over the field tonight.
The immediate response from him on so many plays, both coming up to the line of scrimmage to stop run short and play deep coverage to swat what could have been touchdowns from the sky, has been essential.
And that's going to be taken up to for about a gain
Vasquez
of
again.
4. And again, Vasquez playing in there. And Alex, I want to point this out. Shout out to our stats truck for pointing this out. But we've had 6 scoring drives. 6 drives coming away with points in the first half. That is unbelievable. We're going to see Wigmore dropping back, trying to get it out to the flat. And how about the Louisiana? Guess who? Cain Vasquez again. And this Pittsburgh defense has been all over it so far.
That is tone setting. Cain Vasquez must have had an absolute tirade that he lit into that entire defense at half, because he is a man on a mission. That mission is to ruin the Bossier City offense's day.
Pittsburgh's going to be taking the ball back here at the 44. And Cain Vasquez, well, I want to point this out. We've seen him make plays in the deep thirds of secondaries, right? Playing the vertical, the vertical pass attack. We've seen him make plays in the flats like we just did, playing down in the flat at the line of scrimmage. And then we've seen him make plays at the line of scrimmage in the box. I mean, you talk about a versatile player, how that is unbelievable for Pittsburgh to use him the way that they're using him.
And for him to be able to be so successful at every level speaks to both his talent and to his coach's ability to understand and utilize that talent base. That's why this team is better than their record.
Motion out to the left side here. Fennick rolling out to his right. Got to get rid of it. Nice throw. Way to low point it from Doug Britton.
That's the second absolutely disgusting low-altitude Doug Britton catch we've seen today. Get that man's Wheaties. Get them delivered to my doorstep. I need those for breakfast.
2nd and 2. Heavier set. Toss out to the left side. And good pursuit from the defense. Freddie Trammell with the pick six earlier came up and made a play in the run game.
That is an incredible response by Trammell. And to get that wide from he's sitting back in a zone coverage, to respond like that so quickly is huge.
Handoff to the left side, trying to get there. No, both defenses with the 3rd down stop here on the opening drives of the second half. And Bossier City's getting the ball. No, don't let me speak too soon. Pittsburgh is staying out here trying to make a statement in San Antonio.
I love it.
Tossing out to the left side, fights for the first down. Carrying a defender is BB Bullitt.
3 plays in a row, Freddie Trammell was on the scene. Once he stops him short of the first down. The second time he gets a tackle for a loss off the blitz. This time he's on the scene, but not fast enough. BB Blitz carries him around. Too much weight on one linebacker's shoulders.
Fennick under center, pressure off the edge, over the defender, to the sideline, into the end zone, puts 6 on the board for the Riverhogs. Ziggy Wallach.
And that is a blitz gone wrong, where the cornerback comes underneath the blitz. Ziggy Ronick is left one-on-one on the outside. That pass was made, and as that pass comes out, you can see Fennick hitting the ground. This is a boom or bust play, and Pittsburgh comes out on top. The gambling is swinging the other direction.
Unbelievable turn of events as Pittsburgh elects to go for it on 4th down, picking up the first down there, and pending the extra point by Boudreaux as it is up and good. It is an 8-point game. It is a 1-score ball game here. And Alex, I got to point out something that may not be obvious, but we've seen the corner, I believe it's Michaela Foraker, on 2 separate occasions, bite and try and make the aggressive play by cutting those routes off. And both times it has costed her, and it has costed the defense of Bossier City.
And that is something, a bit of this team's identity, I think, at times. Their defensive unit as a whole wants to make those big plays, wants to get those big turnovers. But you can't help but wonder if you contrast that with how Cain Vasquez has been doing in coverage and in general blitzing. He's been where he needs to be when he needs to be there instead of looking for the highlight reel.
Handoff up the middle for Noel, and that's good for 3. And I got to tell you, this has been a great game here. This is we've really been treated so far, and halfway through the third quarter.
We have been blessed.
2nd and 7, handoff up the middle, nice lane. There's that offensive line that we saw so consistently in the first half.
Big push there, and it's also in response to that secondary backing way back. You saw those corners were nowhere near the line of scrimmage. The safeties are over 10 yards. They're almost 15 yards back there.
Handoff again, picking up the first down, this time Noel, and you can feel it. Uh-oh.
Someone's down.
Oh, you hate to see that. That is, that's going to be 84.
That's Doug Britton, isn't it? Oh, wait, no.
No, other team. Okay, so it's unfortunately, you hate to see a backup go down, but it's nobody off the in the starting lineup there.
Backup tight end Andre Crumpler is who that is.
And you can start to feel, partner, that Bossier City's trying to slow this game back down. They don't want too much momentum going Pittsburgh's ways. They're handing off again, breaking to the outside, getting to the sideline, down the sideline, past the 40-yard line, Rob Noel.
And Rob Noel, with the incredible field vision, he does have an opportunity here where the expectation is for him to slip in that C gap, and he does, but then he sees daylight to the outside, spurts that direction as quick as you like. As soon as he has that opportunity, it's Cain Vasquez who is the man to beat, who finally escorts him out via the sideline, but that was a near touchdown.
Just what Bossier City wanted to as they're checking it. Oh, nice check down there on a little dig route for number 81, and I believe that is that's Jeff Banfield getting his first touch of the game.
First time we've called him today, but he is ready when asked for, and it's important to be ready as soon as you're asked for. You can never take a snap off as a receiver.
Under center, Wigmore handing off, fighting for the first down. Rob Noel got it.
And something that's really a testament to how good of a running back Noel has been today is that we are still we are now midway through the third, and he is still averaging 6 yards a carry.
Unbelievable so far by Noel. Handoff up the middle again. This time defense getting to it. And that time it was, I believe, 22 on that 32, Amonte Dubois-Smith.
The safeties, both of these safeties have been excellent. Those strong safeties, a two-man rotation of Amonte and Cain Vasquez. They ask him to both do different things, but they're both on the field frequently.
Handoff again this time, fighting for a few yards. 3rd down situation. Dubois-Smith again on that.
And it's tough to ask, but it's something that this defense has risen to the occasion on. These safeties have been asked to carry a very heavy load.
Jack Wigmore, Bossier City trying to extend the lead here and get into the red zone. Wigmore looking downfield and tipped at the linebacker position, trying to get it to Texera, and just tipped by Doug Day, making a play on it.
And that one, Wigmore feels like he was he was looking for the end zone. He was trying to fire something where he thought there could be something, but that did not feel like well thought out, carefully decided upon pass. That felt like let's just try something.
The 39-yard attempt is good by Mickey Melillo. Putting that one, they are going to extend the lead 31-20 now, making an 11-point ball game. It's back into that 2-score range.
Just barely, but it is there. The onus has always been on Pittsburgh to make this catch up. They did score on their opening drive, and they did so quickly, but there's not that much time left in the game. Enough to make some noise, but you've got to keep up the pace. And that's a good run.
What a play by Doug Britton, getting down the sideline, going all the way back to the end zone on the kick return. How about the kick six for Doug Britton?
You think it would, I say it's going to take some time to make this game a little tighter. Doug Britton has opinions of his own, and that is there's a whole lot of sideline for him to run down free and unimpeded. Look how he cuts. The blocks are there. He's just faster to the edge. This little in and out movement gets every defender wrong-footed, and he's home free.
What a play by Doug Britton. Really, we've seen him make some extraordinary plays tonight. And this has been a very, very interesting turn of events. And just like that, folks, pending the extra point from Boudreau, and that is good. A 4-point ball game, which was once a multi-possession difference.
Down by, I believe it was 17 at one point. Or at the very least, no, it was 14. Down by 14. Now Pittsburgh is within striking distance. Only 4 points behind. You know, Jack Wigmore is starting to feel that hot breath on the back of his neck. Time to show that composure. Time to show that veteran leadership, why they brought him here.
The Wigmore back under center here. See if they get the run game back under center going. And they do go back to the run. Noel bottled up at the line of scrimmage, going nowhere. The UFL is also back, and you can catch all the action here on the Virtual Football Network. Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern, Cameron Irvine calls 5 games at once in the Game Day Gauntlet before primetime coverage from coast to coast starts at 7 p.m. Eastern. Then catch the red-hot Austin Lone Stars battling Los Angeles in a playoff rematch from last season on UFL primetime following the SFL Monday Night Spectacular. Dimitri Monzuma getting in on the action there.
And this Pittsburgh front has just come alive in the second half. It's a thing of beauty.
3rd and 9. Wigmore got to make something happen. Clean pocket, getting rid of it downfield. Caught at the midway point, the 50-yard line, as Vin Calia shows up.
Calia bracketed at this point by Kane Vasquez and Corey Menner. He still manages to split the zone, and he is the one who comes down with it through dint of positioning and knowing where to be.
The Bossier City moves the chains. 1st and 10 here. Twins look here for Wigmore, handing it off up the middle, fighting for some yards as Noel, and boy, he has been good between the tackles, Alex.
He has been good, but also we're seeing, I saw a little shift in the previous part of this drive. We saw Pittsburgh stuff them at the line whenever they would pack the box. They need to do a little bit more of that. Bring those safeties down.
And off again, fighting for more room. This time, I believe it's Nimchek going for the first down. And man, what a 1-2 punch tonight.
See there again, we see how whenever Pittsburgh really respects the pass with their defensive coverage, whenever they have their corners and their safeties way away from the line of scrimmage, it makes it extremely easy for this team to run.
Wigmore wide open, getting the separation off the line. Ladam Browski again, second time. We saw with the touchdown earlier.
Second time, but that's his first actual catch. He's been targeted a few times. He's had a hard time bringing them in, but this time he moves the chains effectively.
Split back look here for Wigmore. And nearly dodging off a stack, trying to take it himself. And what a play by Jack Wigmore, the veteran move, taken down by Doug Day.
The awareness there. He knows he doesn't have any check down routes. He sees a little glimmer of daylight, green jerseys all around downfield. The only thing he could have done different was to run more away from Doug Day.
Wigmore downfield into the end zone, touchdown! Vin Calia into the end zone.
And that's the response that Bossier City was looking for. Jack Wigmore calmly taking the reins, manning the helm, and leading this offense from one side of the field to the other with only one scary moment of 3rd and 9 to even think about.
Just an unbelievable throw by Jack Wigmore to Vin Calia, and that is that was a great drive by Bossier City.
Just as easy as you like. Didn't even look like they had much of a trouble outside of those first 2 run plays that did get stuffed. 8 plays, 80 yards in total, and a lot of that was, and only 3 of those passes happened, but 3 for 3 through the air for 60 yards total.
Unbelievable. Coming up on this week's Monday Night Spectacular, Chicago Warriors return from time off in a must-win situation against the division rival Minnesota, chasing DC and Detroit atop the East. The headline matchup of the week, plus VFN Bingo, starts at 7 p.m. Eastern Monday, right here on VFN. And Doug Britton, we saw him with the kick 6 earlier, and this is it's been impressive. He's had a really good game, Alex.
He has a kick 6, a touchdown reception, 1 more catch, really 11 more yards. So probably 1 more catch given how he's been. And he's got over 100 yards receiving. You know he wants that win more than anything else, though.
Back to throw, Finnick, and going up and getting it. That's Ziggy Ronick.
Ziggy has been asked to make some very difficult catches, not because he's been making super athletic moves on them, but because he's been asked to make catches where he is getting hit as soon as that ball arrives. Some might call them hospital passes, but in the SFL, they're called every day what you gotta have it.
1st and 10. Split spread look, rolling out to his right, looking downfield, and look for that backside post again, and he got it this time to Doug Britton. That was the play that was picked off by Trammell earlier.
Absolutely muscling his way into getting that reception and then not letting the ball get ripped out of his hands. That's 2 people just trying to pry him loose that it took to bring him down. Doug Britton now with over 100 receiving yards.
The end of the 3rd quarter here. Put your 4s up in the chat, folks. If you have been on this roller coaster from the start, kudos, and you're welcome. This has been a treat. Mike O'Neill here, Alex West, Ron Haynes and Zach Holdorf, Cameron Irvine, the whole crew here for this spectacular game so far. Can't wait to see how it finishes here in San Antonio. Ace Finnick back under center. Rolling out to his left and caught, making the connection to Ziggy Ronick.
And that is just the kind of play that Ziggy has been asked to make several times, that Ace Finnick is growing more confident in finding those instances of looking to him when he's got no one underneath him. That has been Ace Finnick's bugaboo, is trying to beat the defender underneath. Whenever he's playing against the defender over the top, it's been working well. So keep taking advantage of those throws when you see them.
Another thing important to point out, Alex, is Landon Stone, the left tackle, has been really getting some help by the backs, taking care of Stephen Fellows on that outside. We see Finnick connect to the outside there over by the sideline. It's a great 7-yard pickup.
And it has been quite the shift that we've seen. This defensive line for Bossier City, which was so dominant in the first half, suddenly is not getting home to Ace Finnick. The backfield working with that offensive line in tandem have made some adjustments to really keep 12 upright.
Finnick under center, nice lane to the left side, getting the first down, closing in on the gap for the defense, but Churchill picks up the first down.
moving the change. That's only his 9th carry of the day. So much going on to Ace Fennick's shoulders that it does, you do have to remember, oh yeah, they do have a run game.
First and goal, Fennick, can they punch it in? Play action to the back of the end zone. Oh, 2 defenders covering up the wide receiver, and great job there.
It's getting too cute if you ask me. If you're going to pass the football, run a spread formation. If you're going to run the football, run a jumbo set. If you're going to do something a little funny and try and pass out of a jumbo set, at least do a little play action. Don't just do a quick snap.
Second and goal here. Fennick getting rid of it across the middle. Oh, broken up. Tried to hang on to it, but it was 34 coming down with it. Stuart Amelia punching it out.
Really, really hard hits being delivered by this secondary core. They are not afraid to put down some pain. If they can't make a play on the football, they're going to make a play on the receiver.
Third down here. Can Pittsburgh close the gap in this score? Fennick rolling out to his left, looking to the back of the end zone, caught, touchdown! And we're going to get a flag, but they are going to decline it. Oh, excuse me. On the offense, clipping.
Devastating blow for Pittsburgh. They had a touchdown, and not only is 6 snatched away, it's going to push them way back, and it's still going to be third down. Yup, that's a clip. Oh,
my God. Just like we talked about, Alex, the back coming in to help contain Stephen Fellows, and just a mistake move by Churchill with the block in the back and negates the touchdown. Wow. They're going to stick with the bunch set. Fennick's got to make something happen. They're going to stay with the run. Getting to the sideline. Somehow tries to make his way out of it and does. Getting it at the 5-yard line. 4th and goal. Do they settle for the 3, partner?
You've got to, unfortunately. This is the weirdest 3rd and goal call I've seen, but it's a catch the defense wrong-footed, and it almost works. Only one more man to beat, but there just wasn't enough gas left in the tank. So taking the 3 here feels correct. You can't gamble not getting points here when you're down by 11. Take what you can get. The penalty wiped it away, wiped the touchdown away, unfortunately, but take what you can get out of the situation, salvage it.
And Boudreau puts it through, and just like that, it is back to an 8-point game, but wow. You got to stay. If you're a Pittsburgh fan, Alex, that is very tough to swallow. Mike Churchill trying to do the right thing and pick up Stephen Fellows, who was so explosive off that line, and help Landon Stone on that left tackle side. We're going to see that come out to the 24. But man,
it's a real question it's a real question in my mind of, man, who's going to get the voodoo doll made of him first? Is it going to be the referee, or is it going to be BB Blitz for making that block in the black? That's a rough one to have to see.
That is very, very tough. Tough pill to swallow, but hey, we've seen the explosivity of the offense of Pittsburgh. You still got 7.5 minutes left. It starts here.
It starts with plays like that. Doug Day with the big stand up the middle. He's an inside linebacker or an outside linebacker. It doesn't matter. He can make plays on the inside in the box there.
You can see he's been doing it for a long time, and great job. Way to start the drive off here. They're going to hand it off this time to the right side. A little bit more room there for Noel, but it looks like they're going to be just shy of the first down.
And every time that we've been seeing them run the football to the right side, that is where Doug Day is. He's been trying to contain the run on the inside. Noel's been having to bounce outside again and again and again to get away from him, which sets him up for Vasquez.
What a play design. Tossing it to the outside to Nemchek. Nobody was out there, Alex. That was beautiful.
Not only was it a toss that no one saw coming, it went to the weak side whenever there was a lot of strength loaded up on the strong side of the offensive formation. Just a great keep them guessing, keep them honest moment.
1st and 10 now.
Safeties and corners are way back, way back.
See what they decide to do as Wigmore, nice little flat pass to the outside, and wow, how about the pursuit from the linebacking core of Pittsburgh?
And it takes an excellent linebacker to make those plays in the flat. The corners and safeties were making sure nothing deep could have ever been an option for the quarterback, so Wigmore takes the no-nonsense choice.
And off, trying to get to the first down, does get the first down. Nemchek fighting for a new one.
Nemchek once again slithering in those cracks of daylight that the offensive line is able to generate for him from that center and guard position.
Split pro look here. They're going to motion Noel back directly behind Wigmore. Wigmore drops back, got to get rid of it, and finds a nice pass connected to Kalia. Threw it before he broke.
And that's an excellent exploitation of a zone coverage look there. You've got the corners and the safeties playing a deep four look. The linebacker's job is who it is to come and play that outside zone, but it's in that weird in-between space that Kalia finds himself whenever Wigmore notices he attacks that in-between zone where neither player is in a good position to try and stop the receiver.
Aiden Textera in motion from left to right. Wigmore under center, quickly trying to get it to somebody and overthrown. Luckily, there was nobody in the area.
And now a big moment for Pittsburgh defense. 2nd and 10. Bossier City is behind the chains. You can force a stop here, and you can force them to settle for a field goal or less. You're in range for a massive comeback.
Again, playing off as the defense. And
mama!
At the line of scrimmage for Doug Day.
Someone call the ambulance. Get that man a stretcher. I can't believe that he peeled himself off the turf. Doug Day put his entire body into that man's chest.
So you called it, partner. 3rd and 11 now. Bossier City has to move the chains if they want to keep this alive. This is a little out of reach for a field goal. It's very close to the edge of the range.
Looks like
Can
quarters.
Pittsburgh get a stop? Looking downfield, broken up, and it's going to be 4th down. What does Bossier City do?
Bossier City has no choice. You cannot go for it here. It's a field goal or bust. No, it's a punt. They're going to punt here.
Wow.
Not calling on Mickey Malillo here? Absolutely flabbergasting stuff.
It was on the outside of the range, partner, and that does go to a touchback, so a huge win for Pittsburgh here as they're getting the ball back. And don't look now, Alex, but it's a one-possession game, and Ace Phoenix got the ball back in his hands in his former stadium.
A potential nightmare waiting to brew, though. They have not been able to run the football well today.
Phoenix dropping back in. Going to the other team.
Let me tell you, I almost spoke it into existence. Bogey Barr right there, had it bounce off both of his hands. That was practically between the numbers, Mike.
That was close. Trips look now for Finnick. They're going to stay with the air attack here. Finnick dropping back. Looking wide open is a receiver off the edge. And that is Toby Bonnet getting the catch.
Toby beating the man underneath in zone coverage, and the deep corners and safeties still trying to get to their positions. He finds himself with 2 steps of open lead, and that's an absolute dart that Finnick delivers in a tight corridor.
3:36 and counting. Finnick under center, rolling out to his right, looking downfield, caught in the middle, past midfield. They're going to go hurry up here. It feels a little early for it, but they're going to elect to do it. Finnick dropping back. They're trying to catch the defense sleeping here and getting them gassed out.
They like what they see.
Finnick looking downfield, caught. Oh no, it's dropped.
Oh my goodness, this one going to the ground. You can count on Doug Britton there, but Ziggy Hronick bobbles that one, and it does give everyone a chance to reset. 3rd and 2.
Crowd getting loud here as this is neutral territory. Fennick rolling out to his right, wide open, trying to make a guy fall to the ground. They're going to continue no huddle here. This is catching the defense of Bossier City off guard. Fennick delivering, picked off, going the other way, going all the way back. Nobody to catch him. That is Stuart Zamelia going back to the house for Bossier City.
Add that to the highlight reel for Zamelia. He looking for another All-Star award, and this one is where Bossier City's gambling finally swings back in their direction. Their coverage squad was reeling, trying to catch up, but after a brief second to catch their breath, they did get beat one more time, but Zamelia can't be tested that many times and come up empty.
Unbelievable job by Stuart Zamelia. Coming up and getting that one, increasing the lead here. 2:46 left, and it's about to be a 15-point ball game.
And you know what that felt like, Mike? That just felt like the RPMs on Pittsburgh's engine just got a little too high for a little too long, ran the red line too much, and that blew a rod, and the whole engine just came apart.
So 2 minutes and 46 seconds left. Pittsburgh getting the ball back. They are going to go no huddle more than likely. It is a 2-possession game, but remember, we've seen Doug Britton turn one of these out. This time, coming up to the 36, and that is Bonnet on the return.
Both of these guys threatening some excellent returns. Britton, the one able to break through, and he wasn't even touched on that one. Look at that little shake and bake in and out step. Oh my goodness, this has been such an incredible game, Mike. If we see a touchdown on this drive, we're going to be at over 80 points on this game. The lines by Jack absolutely blown out.
This is unbelievable, and my voice will not be existent tomorrow. First down, Fennick looking downfield, connecting past the midfield, and here we go, partner.
They need it. They know they need it.
Let's get a look at those stats. 20 for 31. Fennick looking downfield. You got to hold on to that. Oh, man. Tries to get it to one of the backup receivers there and couldn't hang on.
Cole's unable to reel that one in. And at the same time, I kind of think it's for the best, because when you get going too much too fast, the offense gets tired too. Mistakes get made by both sides of the football.
Interesting point there, Alex. They're going to go trips, motioning from the right to the left.
Britton on the inside there.
Rolling out to his right. Fennick throwing crossbody. Never want to see that, but somehow makes it work. They're going to continue here with this trips look.
Second time they've done that.
Crashing down. Looking over top. Oh, they're trying to get it. Can't hang on. Is Deuce Fennick.
And that's just is it going front shoulder or back shoulder question. And Fennick was throwing front shoulder. Ace through front shoulder. Deuce guessed back shoulder, and instead it bounces off the nameplate.
Grip look here. Bottom of the screen. Ziggy Ronick going in motion. Balancing the formation out. 4 wide receivers for Fennick. Fennick rolling out to his left. Throwing back across his body. Interesting concept. Throwing almost a slant route. And that's going to be the 2-minute warning.
Go get a sip of tea, partner. Some hot tea with some honey in it.
I'm telling you right now. Welcome back. Mike O'Neill, Alex West here on the call. We've got Ron Haynes and Zach Holdorf and the stats truck Cameron Irvine back at SFL HQ. This has been a good one. Pittsburgh driving. Ace Fennick looking caught past the 25-yard line, and that is a first timeout here for Pittsburgh.
Reeling it in one-handed at that. That's a circus catch if you ever see it, and he gets hit when he has to bring it in. That's not an easy feat.
Fennick under center, 3 wide receivers. Rolling out to his right, away from the blitz. Tipped. Oh, what a play by Zamelia, recognizing it.
That's the second instance we've seen of some crazy work by Zomelia, who's had some other excellent plays tonight, but coming up big in the closing moments of the fourth quarter to try and snuff out the last ember of hope that Pittsburgh still has going.
Keep an eye on 84. We've seen him. He's been excellent this game. Doug Britton in motion from left to right. Finnick dropping back, looking. Oh, got the first down. They're going to go timeout again here. This time inside, I believe, the 15.
No option but to do it. If you want to try and preserve what energy you have, the hurry up has bitten them a few too many times, and you want to pick your plays carefully, especially as you come into the red zone.
Trips look here. Finnick look into the end zone. Oh, won't do it. Tries to get it to Deuce Finnick.
Looking for the Finnick to Finnick connection, but through three defenders is a little spicy.
2nd and 10. Boy, San Antonio, it feels good to have football here again, doesn't it, Alex?
Nice and warm, and let me tell you, I'm going to go get me some churros after the game.
Finnick dropping back, looking, end zone, touchdown! Ace the Deuce connection in San Antonio. Who had that on their bingo card?
Finally finding their way there, and this is the second touchdown of the day. That arrow route coming across, and that's their first touchdown of the day. The third touchdown for Finnick so far. 1 to Deuce, 1 to Ziggy, and 1 to Doug.
2-point conversion. This is important here, Alex. 3 wide receivers. Ace Finnick dropping back, looking, tries to get it. No good.
They're mugging him in the end zone, but you can do that at the line of scrimmage. You can do it as long as you're playing the football. And this is one where Finnick maybe would have had a better chance if he just ran it.
Wow. 45-36. And we're going to see them go for the onside kick here. Pittsburgh trying to get it done in San Antonio. Kicking in the air, bobbled, and it's got to go. It's going to be redone. They're going to have to kick it again. Touch too early here, Alex.
Too early, too soon. It took a bad bounce for them. And even should they recover it, it is a 9-point ball game.
Second time is a charm, but not third time. Second time here. This is their last attempt kicking it here, and it is taken the other direction. The hands team gets it done. Look at the yardage, partner.
Absolutely disgusting work by both squads, but you can see where that momentum shift, where Bossier City really started to rely on the ground game, because at the half, both teams were at or over 200 yards total, most of it being through the air. Bossier City able to go to the ground game because of the lead that they had been able to establish early on, and the job their defense did here in the late closing moments to help put this one to bed.
So handoff, and Pittsburgh will call another timeout here. I believe they will have one more after this.
Only one more remaining.
No, actually, that's it. They're going knees here.
The math works.
Formation for Bossier City. Wow. So it looks like they're going to take this all the way down and kick a field goal, I would imagine.
Given the time left, they're able to just kneel it out. And at this range, they could kick the field goal, but there's a chance they just punt it.
.54 and counting. They will take another knee, and there's going to be seconds left.
Probably about, I would guess about 12 or maybe about 12 or 13 from the final snap. And if they punt it, they'll make it high. They'll take it to the side, try to work whatever they can off the clock through hang time.
26 seconds, and they are going to punt it. Who's back to return?
Got to be Doug Britton, no?
15 seconds in the air.
They're not going to give
Punted
him a
out
chance.
of bounds at the 5, or at the 6, I believe.
Not even
they're
going to
say
give
the
him a
11.
chance. A few yards here or there. You know what? It's not going to be that big of a deal. Not whenever it's a 9-point ball game at this little time on the clock. But big play here. Can Finnick make it a one-score ball game with one strike of lightning?
Dave Finnick. You got one chance here from the 11-yard line. Finnick looking, caught past the defense. They got to go, hurry up. Can they get one more snap off?
Nothing doing.
And they will not. The Pittsburgh River Hogs fall to the Bossier City Steamers, 45-36 in San Antonio. Alex, what a treat.
An absolute delight of a football game. Both sides of the football for both teams active and successful at varying points. At no point was Pittsburgh out of this, but at no point did it feel like Bossier City was not in the lead. They took the driver's seat early, and Pittsburgh was elbowing them from the side, but it was competitive all the way to the final whistle. You can see Ace Finnick and Jack Wigmore's QBRs both over 100 on the day. Both defenses having some shining stars on their respective squads. Something that would go highly praised but probably unsung today was Doug Day with 14 tackles and a tackle for loss.
Unbelievable game. And for myself and Alex West, Ron Haynes and Zach Holdorf and Cameron Irvine back at SFL HQ, see you later, San Antonio.